Howdy y'all, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are safe and I hope you guys are healthy. I am absolutely blown away that I can even make this video, but this is my 1,000 subscriber video. Thank you all so very much. I'm gonna kind of minimize the amount of thank yous that I say because I know that I say it a lot, but truly thank you very much. Today's video, I'm going to be going over my actual how I started my YouTube channel, give you guys kind of a blueprint to what I had to consider, what I had thought of, and just so that you guys can have something, maybe if you want to start your own channel, you could have that for yourself. And then the other half of the video is going to be answering your guys' questions that were asked both on my Q&A announcement video that I did, as well as on my Instagram. So without further ado, first off, thank you, and let's get right into the video. My channel would be absolutely nothing without you guys, so in a way to hopefully give back at least a little bit to you guys, if you guys want to start something your own, even if it's not a YouTube channel, even if it's not centered around fashion or clothing, I just wanted to tell you guys my little story on how I actually got started. So I've wanted to start YouTube for quite a long time now, actually. I think a solid like 3 or 4 years. I've told my friends that, and like a lot of people kind of know that about me if they're really close to me. And my love for fashion stemmed a very long time ago. Maybe not that long, probably a decade now, but I had no prior experience filming things, editing things. I had no idea what to do. And you can kind of see that in my earliest videos. I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew is that I had ideas. The reason why I didn't start my YouTube any sooner was because, I was in the middle of college basically, going through so much homework, so much classwork, so much just a lot of stuff going on in my life prior that I simply didn't have enough time to dedicate to making the YouTube channel that I wanted to. And more often than not, in anything that I do, I want to make something that I'm proud of and put it out to the world. That was kind of my whole goal with this. Of course, I could talk with my friends about these things. However, I can only talk so much, I can only explain so much, and I can only talk to so many people. So YouTube was my way of getting myself out there and just saying what I needed to say on the internet. And with the pandemic that is currently happening, I was finally allowed the time to actually learn how to edit, learn how to shoot video, learn what camera to even get. So that is kind of how it kind of just started. I know at the beginning, my first couple of videos, I think it's my first 2 videos, I used my iPhone. Quality is absolutely awful, but it did kind of get I dipped my feet into making YouTube videos, and I learned that it actually, 1, isn't all that hard, and 2, quite a bit of fun to make. I knew from the very, very beginning that I wanted a plethora of different types of content, pickups videos, discussion videos, and DIY videos. What I really wanted to kind of emphasize on is discussion videos where I can kind of give information while still hopefully showing off something on camera. And so that's what I actually really like to do, is whenever I get something and I'm really interested in talking about it, explaining things, giving history, giving background, that is my favorite type of content to do, is to show you guys why I love what I buy. Now, starting YouTube wasn't a completely easy transition. There was a lot of concerns that I had for years that I really couldn't get past until fairly recently, about 6 months ago, which is crazy. 1,000 in 6 months blows my mind. Thank you so much. But yeah, so the concerns that I had were questioning my credibility. I don't work within the fashion industry. I am not a person of influence by any means. And really, why would people want to listen to me? I had that, like, my biggest question to myself was, why would people even care to listen to me? Another concern that I had is I might come across as a little weird, a little awkward. I don't know how I was talking in front of a camera, which now I have gotten a little bit more used to, thankfully. How much money would I have to invest into cameras and accessories, which I'll detail that in just a second. And then, can I sustain making content over a long period of time? And in regard to credibility, YouTube is the medium through which I choose to put out my content, because YouTube, I think, is a beautiful place for people to either put out content that is huge budgeted and then kind of putting it out for the world to see, but also it is a place that is pretty welcoming to people who are very small, who only really need themselves. I don't have anybody edit my videos other than my little brother, that one video I did like months ago. But YouTube is a great place. You don't need a lot of professionalism. You don't need a lot of this. And honestly, it truly is a place where it welcomes smaller individuals making content. In regard to me worrying about if I can sustain a large amount of content over an extended period of time, I figured, why am I worrying about this now? Honestly, I have plenty of ideas kind of just in my head. Why don't I write them down? Why don't I draft them out and then talk in front of a camera and try to see if I can actually talk? And that was kind of where it all stemmed from. I wrote down a couple of ideas that I wanted to chat about, particularly sometimes with other friends, or things that I wanted to just kind of put out into the world. And I had this kind of stockpile of a lot of different videos that I could possibly do. And it got to the point where it actually made me excited and want to start filming myself talking about this. Now, at the very, very beginning, when I was using my phone for the first, I think, 3 videos, I just did it so that I can kind of get a feel for me, how it is to uploading videos, how I would feel, how comfortable I would feel in front of a camera, and really just an indefinite trial period for me to see if I wanted to continue doing this. I ended up finding quite a bit of enjoyment out of simply talking in front of a camera and being really excited putting out information into the world. When I was doing those first videos, the only thing that really bothered me was that the quality of the videos were really subpar, things that I weren't very happy with. So I did quite a bit of research, asked a couple of my friends who knew cameras quite well, and shout out to Jonathan, thank you, man. Yeah, off of his recommendation, I bought a camera called the Sony a5100. A great starting camera. It will not break the bank. It is kind of the most affordable yet best bang for your buck, so it functions quite well. There are like a couple of issues. I mean, the battery life isn't great, but considering that I only record really in my bedroom just talking, pretty much that's all I really need. The mic doesn't have to be crazy because there's not external sounds coming in usually. So the simplest of setups for me is I sit on my bed, I talk about things that I like, and that's kind of it. My camera, the Sony a5100, cost me around $350. I got a tripod from one of my friends for Christmas because he said, or he had remembered that I had talked about wanting to start a YouTube channel. So he got me a tripod for Christmas, which is great. Thank you, J-Boy. The only other equipment that I use is the reader for my MacBook and a hard drive that I can put all of my my videos on so that I don't really crowd my computer too much. So all in all, I think I spent a solid maybe $450. Yeah, $450. $450 to get like the setup that I have now. I definitely want to upgrade in the very near future, so hopefully that'll come to fruition. I don't really know. But sometimes recording just flat out isn't easy. There can be moments where a video just comes together and it's just so harmonious and beautiful. However, there are a lot of issues that kind of arise. Honestly, since I don't have an external mic and a lot of like sound that can come externally can really mess up my videos, if I have my fan on too loud, it can mess with it and it kind of just makes me mad and I have to re-record everything. So more often than not, what I do is I actually record my videos, listen to it all over again, and then re-record just to make sure that I can revise my content if I want to, or I can also kind of adjust any outward noise, lighting, whatever it may be. So more often than not, I record things twice, sometimes 3 times, just to get it to that most perfect or the best that I could possibly produce. Another thing that once I actually got my YouTube channel kind of more established, I was making videos fairly regularly and I was enjoying doing so. One thing that really helps is actually coming up with a consistent schedule. So as of right now, which may be subject to change, you know, I upload every Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is my normal upload schedule. I will be starting a new job very soon, so if that changes, this will be irrelevant, but a consistent upload schedule has proven to be a really solid tool for me to use. And not only that, fixing the settings a little bit to make it a YouTube premiere so that people will be informed when I'm coming out with a video. Just kind of a reminder for people to look out for it. So the support that I have received over this short period of time, 6 months doing YouTube, has been absolutely amazing. Thank you to each and every one of you. I appreciate you so very, very, very much. And I mean, honestly, I couldn't do it without the support of all of you. I mean, one of my friends actually made my banner. I didn't make that myself. I think it is awesome and hilarious. It definitely shows my personality a lot. Thank you, Zan, for that. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm really just kind of bouncing off the walls right now. I'm super, super excited that this milestone is achieved. That is, if I could give you guys a couple of tips for you guys who may be in a rut, maybe who want to start YouTube and maybe want a little bit of advice, there is no idea too small. One of my videos that actually is performing rather well is me lacing a pair of combat boots in the style of a Dior Navigate boot. I never thought that anyone would really care how to lace their boots a specific way, but some idea that is so simple was able to garner quite a bit of people's attention, and it benefited a whole lot of people. So if you think your idea is too small, it might actually not be if you elaborate on it a little bit. Definitely since I've started YouTube, I have been able to connect with so many different people around the world, and it is absolutely amazing to have that opportunity. It's mind-blowing to me. Now I can definitely say that I have friends in places that I've never been before or never even thought of going before, and that is so cool. A couple of other tips that I can give to you guys if you guys want to start YouTube is be genuine and authentic. That is the overall goal for my channel, is to make sure that everything comes across as organic, authentic, and informative as much as possible, while at the same time being entertaining if I can be. And I guess my last tip for you guys is to simply talk to the people that want to talk to you. I'm definitely not like big-headed really about much or anything really. Anybody who wants to actually talk to me, DM me, whatever, in the comments of my videos and my DMs on Instagram. I don't really care who you are. If you want to chat and you want to, like, you know, have some sort of conversation, I'm more than happy to do that. And I mean, now more than ever, right now I'm currently going through some training for my work, so it's a little hard to kind of get to it. So if I'm not responding to your DMs really in a timely manner, I apologize. I can't really, there's a lot on my plate at the moment, but I'm just so happy that you guys are supporting, and the least I could do is at least reply and have a conversation. So yeah, talk to the people that want to talk to you. All right, and moving on to the Q&A section, I put up an Instagram story as well as an announcement video for you guys to ask questions, and you guys blew it away. I didn't think I'd have a lot of questions to answer, but I actually have a ton. So thank you guys for submitting your questions. I'm gonna try and answer as many as I possibly can while still being quick, but let's do this. So, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong if I tried to pronounce it. What style is your ideal wardrobe, and how do you like living in Vegas? My ideal wardrobe would be a lot more minimalistic than mine currently is right now. How do I like living in Vegas? I really enjoy Vegas as a city, however, I do not like the heat very much. Favorite anime character fashion/style? Probably Sasuke Uchiha, where he has the white shirt, purple rope, that whole like get up, super cool. Very like the Orochimaru fit, super sick, love that one. As well as Mugen from Samurai Champloo. Who or where do you get inspiration from regarding fashion? Just about anywhere. There are the main influencers that I look at for inspiration, like Owen Hyatt, Sanjeev, Jacob Hetzer, Garrett Wilson, a lot of those people, but then there are a lot of times that I'll go on like the Grailed Fits hashtag and just kind of peruse around and see what is in there, because I love seeing everybody's contributions. Next one is from a good friend. What's up, Polly? When and why did you get into fashion? I was about 14 when I got into sneakers, so I guess that's like the beginning of when I started to appreciate clothes in general. What's my favorite piece? Probably my Carol Christian pole boots. Favorite brands per price tier. On the low tier of things, I really like, I guess, thrifted stuff or vintage, or Uniqlo. Uniqlo's great. Mid-tier, probably like Nudie Jeans, Naked and Famous Jeans, APC, Acne Studios, and then on the top tier is probably VizVim, Acronym, CCP, Capital. I think that's like a pretty good rounded list. One brand for the rest of your life, VizVim, no doubt about it. What do you like most about fashion? I really enjoy that fashion is always ever changing, so you'll never actually know everything about fashion because there's always something new. This one's from a really good friend of mine. What's up, Jonathan? This is the guy that suggested me the camera, so thank you for that. Seeing where fashion trends have gone the past decade, what do you predict coming? As fashion as a whole is going to be really difficult to kind of sum it all up, but if I were to sum it all up into one thing, it'd probably be a bigger push for sustainability, is what I would assume. How has your style evolved over the past year? I'm going to do a video at the end of the year going over the past year style, so stay tuned for that one. Next up, what is good, CJ? Young Sushis. Favorite artist, both music and art. My taste in music kind of resides more in the rock genre. I really enjoy the story so far for pop punk. I have a tattoo of their lyrics, that's how much I like them. Knocked Loose for hardcore. Machine Gun Kelly's new album, that's like a pop punk album, actually surprisingly good. Art, I'm not really all that well versed in art, however, one that really stood out to me is Helmut Lang when he took a lot of his archival pieces and then made them into pillars. Super cool, super interesting. Am I a gamer? Kind of, not really. I really enjoy playing video games, but I don't really play like multiplayer games. I play more so like single player RPGs, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. More story-based things. My go-to outfit, all black. This shirt, these necklaces, this watch, Atelier Skinosh card holder, black pants and derbies. Always the go-to. What's one grail piece that's on your radar? On my radar, a Capital Boro denim jacket. How can I up my fashion if I live in a sketch neighborhood and don't want to be targeted? Oh wow, that's a really good question. I would say attune your taste to more understated items so that whatever you're wearing isn't as recognizable. Like I would, instead of going for like sneakers that are pretty popular and well known, I would go for maybe a pair of Docs, because really anybody can wear a pair of boots. Or instead of going for things that are very heavily logoed, heavily branded, go with things that are like, that look a little bit more under the radar, I suppose. I hope that helps. What got me into fashion? Sneakers. How do you explain to your tailor exactly what is it you want done to your pieces? I didn't read that right, but I would say try as much as possible to use proper like terminology so that they know what you're talking about, as well as being physical with the garment and showing them physically how you want it to change, because then they can kind of go based off what you say and see and what they see. Where am I from? I was born in New York City. Very quickly after I was born, moved to Las Vegas, and I've been here ever since. Fashion regrets / mistakes you cringe at looking back. I used to cringe at my Fear of God stage, but I honestly, that was kind of just what everybody was into at the time, and I was very hype beastie at that time, so that's not really a cringe moment for me. But mistakes, buying from Antisocial Social Club. There's my boy Billy. What are your thoughts with fast fashion? I'm not a particular fan. I think that if you spend a little bit more time researching and a little bit more money, you can get a much better product from specific brands. Fast fashion is just, in my eyes, too easy. Love the vids. Would you like to write for my blog every now and then? Absolutely. 100%. Go look at his blog. It's Between the Seams. Super good. Do you ever plan on doing vlogs? I'm not really comfortable with filming myself in public, so honestly, probably not. This next one, Dante, what's up, bud? Is one good girl worth 1,000 bitches? I would say so, Dante, I would say so. Opinion on selvage denim. Thank you for asking this question. I have a video on selvage denim coming out eventually. I love selvage denim so much. What made me decide to start my YouTube channel, freed up time and resources. That's pretty much it, actually. Someone/something that inspires you. Someone or something. Probably just industrial architecture. I love seeing that stuff. Next question is from Miguel Valero. Love that guy, by the way. His channel's great. Look him up. How long have you been growing your hair out? My dog. Can we get a room tour? No room tour. My room is a mess. You can't see very much because the rest is a mess. Hair, I've been growing it for about 1.5 to 2 years, and I've been keeping it at this length. When are you getting GeoBaskets? I love GeoBaskets. When I can find a good deal. GeoBasket? Yep, eventually. How long have you been growing your hair for? 1.5 to 2 years. Tips for maintaining. I don't actually do very much to my, I don't do very much to my hair. So I wash it like once every 3 to 4 days. Brush your hair, I guess is a tip. Overall, what kind of year has it been for fashion in your opinion? Very interesting question. I can't possibly answer it quickly, but I would say in the specifics of streetwear and street fashion, I would say that comfort has taken a big emphasis in that whole space just because of the pandemic. You gotta stay home, but if you still want to look good, a lot of people have been emphasizing comfort in their outfits. I think that is a really big reason as to why the Birkenstock Bostons have gotten so big this year. What do you do outside of YouTube? I am a nurse. What is your ultimate goal with YouTube? What would you like, or would you like to eventually do it full time? I don't actually have a particular goal. My only real goal is to be able to make quality content and to entertain all of you. That's my only goal. I don't really have like a number attached to it. I don't really want to make too much money off of YouTube. I don't care that much. It'd be nice, but I don't really care that much. Would I want to do it full time? Probably not. At least not right now. If prospects are different later on in life, then I can definitely, if it can sustain me a comfortable life, I would do it full time. But as of right now, I'm a nurse. To make my money, I'm a nurse. And to enjoy myself, I make YouTube videos. Can you show some pictures of how you used to dress pre-fashion Galdo? Yeah, if I can find any, I will put them on the screen right now. If you could be sponsored by any designer, who would you pick? Hiroki Nakamura, Visvim. What age did you get into fashion? About 14. Where do you see your style heading in the next 5 years? Hopefully more minimalistic in nature. Hopefully I can get rid of some stuff and have a style that's a little bit more concise. What does avant-garde in the context of fashion really mean to you? For me, avant-garde means a focus more on the artistic side of fashion than, I guess, functional. Avant-garde in my eyes is things that are more focused on, like less on logos and branding and more so on cut, shape, how something comes together, how something drapes, and paying attention a little bit more to silhouette than recognition. What's the most regretful purchase you've ever made, and what's the best purchase you've ever made? Can be fashion related or not. My best purchase, as of right now, I'm really obsessed with my CCP boots. Most regretful purchase, anything I ever bought from Antisocial Social Club. Their customer service is awful. Alright, and the very last question is, will your channel have enough watch time to qualify for monetization when you hit 1K subs? You deserve it. Thank you so much for the kind words. Unfortunately, no, I will not have enough watch time hours to hit monetization. If you don't know, you need 1K subs and 4K watch time hours to qualify for monetization. At the moment, I'm right around 2,600, which is great and amazing. Thank you so much. And I'm not really all that worried about monetizing my videos. Money really isn't my goal here. So once I hit that point, will I monetize my videos? Yeah, probably. But money really isn't a big driving force for me in regards to YouTube. That was all the questions. Thank you guys so very much. I appreciate all of you. I hope I answered your questions well enough. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. My channel would be absolutely nothing without your support, so thank you. Until the next video, I will catch you guys later.